Okay, so now having created a static chart just based on kind of canned data, now we're going to get some live data. So now, what we can do is we can look at the get tag count page that we created. If we it's show tags. Go to let's go into our show tags page. Go to view code, and in it we can see that we were just going to basically use this this kind of like reading of the database, but we're going to change it in order that it generates a graph rather than generates a tag cloud. So let's kind of like just copy and paste that into our get chart data page. Okay, so we've got all that. Let's we'll keep the open flash chart, all the first four things which establish all the various controls. We'll keep them as they are, but then we'll put in some tag count SQL. So we'll get our we need to kind of add the system.ole so data.oledb. Okay, so we're going to create our connection to the database. We're going to this min tag count. It's probably still worth knowing the maximum and minimum values, so we will still do that. But what we won't do is do all this response write and tag hash business. What we will do here is we will construct the graph. Okay, so here we're going to construct the graph. So we're just going to keep these. We're going to find out these minimum and maximum values because they're going to be useful to us. The minimum not so useful, but the maximum definitely useful. Okay, so we're gonna find those out. But what we're going to do instead at this point is to kind of like add values in. So the labels are going to be, if you like, the tag names, and the values are going to be the tag counts. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to say chart dot labels x equals chart dot labels x dot add. Sorry, add. And here we're going to add the actual tag name. So we say tag count reader open bracket quote tag, I think is the one. Okay, and so that's basically will give us the label which goes underneath the histogram. And then, very simply, we say cd dot data dot add. Okay, and let's just make sure this is an integer. Type in c int open bracket, and then it's going to be tag count reader open bracket quote tag count. Okay, so that is now kind of like then for each of these bars we're getting the label underneath saying tag, the label, the kind of the actual bar representing it being the bar being, what am I saying? The bar sorry, the tag count representing the size of the bar. Sorry. Next at the end. Now we need to kind of like put in the maximum y. So we're going to say chart dot max y equals, okay, and we basically it's going to be this max tag count. Okay, and that will give us some maximum y. I wonder if it does. I don't actually know the answer to this. I'm going to see if there is such a thing as a min y, and there is. So I'm going to just put in a min y and say equals min tag count. Okay, and so that is a nice thing. I mean, I don't believe you can see the IntelliSense when I'm doing this because of the way the video recorder works on my computer, but we should be given suggestions every time you press these kind of like chart, and you press the dot, you should be given a list of suggestions, so you can use that to kind of experiment with the look and feel, because there's all kinds of parameters you can set in this. Okay, so then again, and as just now, we'll remove some of that stuff again. We will need to do this chart data add business that we had there before, and we will need that response write chart to string. But that should now give us something which will display tag counts. Okay, so let's see if it does indeed do that. Again, it's going to be we're going to be going through that page that I created. I think it's called show graph. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, there it is. Look, there's show graph. Okay, so let's and we've got get chart data, which is now generating in a kind of the data representing the tags. So let's see, does it work? Does it work? So let's press play, and what will happen is oh dear, there were errors. Let's have a look. What are they? Okay, so it was a bracket. I forgot to put in a bracket somewhere. It was in get chart data line 26. So go to get chart data. Maybe line 26, where somewhere, oh, I can't see the line count, there it is, 26 is here, yes, see it, okay, that is 1, 2, 3 open brackets, it needs 3 close brackets. Okay, good, so that should now all work. Again, we have to click on show graph, because that's a file that we want to actually show us, which will hopefully contain the data on tags in a graphical histogram format. Here it comes. Okay, loading data, it's loading data, and there it is. Now, as you see, we've seen that Ubiquity now has 10, test tag 3, study 2, multimodality 2, I2, and all as 6. So we're getting a very nice sort of representation. I mean, this is probably not necessarily because we're doing a scale from 1 to 10. We're getting these lines, these 5 lines appearing at. Not perhaps in the ideal point. It would probably have been better not to have had the minimum equals 1, because also greetings looks pretty poor. So that doesn't. So that could be done better ultimately. But nonetheless, we've shown now that it's possible very easily to generate a visual representation of live data. In our case, the number of tags that appear. And so now we've done that, now what we're going to do is to try to find alternative ways of showing that same data.